I put out an update on my Facebook last night, and it was received well. Everyone was digging that shit, right? It was the one about being bigger than where you are, being bigger than what you are now, right? Like, say for example, if you're an artist and you're performing to a room with 30 people, don't perform like you're in a room full of 30 people, because you'll put some lackluster performance in. Perform like you're performing to 100,000 people in a stadium or some shit. And the reason why is because if you're surpassing the level you're at, people are going to that show expecting to see people perform like there's 30 people there. But when you blow the fucking roof off that place and people feel like, yo, that dude could perform, or that girl could perform in front of 100,000 people, people are going to start talking about you. People are going to start hearing about that show you did. People are going to start, your life's just going to start forming into that. You've outgrown your platform. You've outdone yourself. And at that point, life has to put you on a new platform. Life has to grow. Life has to expand. It has to. There's no other way it can be. If you're overperforming, over-delivering on your situation and what you're doing, life has to incorporate that. Your life will change. You gotta be that shit now. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait until you can perform in front of 100,000 to put on 100,000 performance. Fucking do that shit in a room, in your bedroom by yourself. It's like when you're recording tracks, sometimes like you might just make a throwaway track or some shit. Fuck that. Like, I'll give you an example, right? If Kendrick brings out a dope track, like a killer track, cool, we expect that. Like that EP brought out the other day, we were hyped for that shit for a day. You know what I'm saying? And then after a while you listen to it and you're like, yeah, this is what Kendrick does. Dope music, dope message, creative, original. This is what Kendrick does. But if you do that, if you make that level of a track and people start hearing that, it's a big deal. Because people don't expect that shit from you. You ain't on that platform, you ain't on that level. So if you're making that quality and having that impact from the level you're at now, nowhere near Kendrick's level, you have to start expanding towards that. People are gonna talk. That's what you are. Your situation may not reflect it, but if that's what you're capable of, that's what you are. As long as you're capable of it and you consistently do it, that's what you are. You gotta be bigger than your situation, bigger than life. Don't just because you're at this level, act like you're at this level. And I'm not saying like be too sure in yourself or, be too confident in yourself. Not that there's really much a thing as too confident until obviously you fail. But even then, whatever. But be bigger than your fucking situation you're in, or you're always going to stay in that same old situation. You know what I'm saying, right? It makes sense. Don't get motivated.